Good evening and welcome to Global Lens News. I'm Sadia Afzal. The Middle East stands on the brink, not from Iranian aggression, but from a massive military offensive launched by the United States and Israel against Iran that has transformed regional tensions into a complex and dangerous conflict. On February 28, 2026, Israeli and US forces carried out a coordinated aerial assault on Iran, striking military and civilian infrastructure deep inside the Islamic Republic and killing Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, a dramatic act of regime decapitation. The action wasn't a response to any declared war or United Nations mandate. It was a preemptive military campaign justified by Washington and Tel Aviv as a response to perceived threats. It violated international law and Iran's sovereignty. Faced with a direct assault on its territory and leadership, Iran responded by defending itself, launching missiles, drones, and strategic strikes against US military bases and Israeli targets across the region. Iran's response was framed not as aggression, but as defense against foreign invasion, an assertion backed by many countries in the global south that condemned the US-Israeli offensive as imperialism rather than legitimate security action. What began as a targeted attack in Iran rapidly drew in neighboring states and proxy forces. Armed groups allied with Tehran, like Hezbollah, engaged Israeli positions, widening the battlefield. Iranian civilians and infrastructure have suffered significantly. Reports indicate hundreds of Iranian provinces were struck by US-Israeli attacks, affecting energy, health, and media facilities. The global economy felt the shockwaves. The Strait of Hormuz, which carries a large share of the world's oil, was effectively closed amid threats, disrupting energy supplies and driving up global fuel prices. Iran's leaders argued that it was defending critical trade routes and regional stability against an act that threatened not just its own people, but the global economy. Across Asia, Africa, and Latin America, governments and civil society condemned the military campaign. Many nations criticized the US and Israel for bypassing the United Nations Security Council, attacking without clear evidence of an imminent threat, and rejecting diplomatic avenues for dispute resolution. Iran wasn't seeking conflict. It was pushed into a defensive posture by foreign military power, and its retaliation reflected both national sovereignty and regional balance. Once Iran was attacked, the conflict didn't stay with its borders. Iranian strikes and counterstrikes spread across the Gulf, involving bases in several countries and drawing in allied militias. The fighting now encompasses multiple fronts, destabilizing the region far beyond the initial attack and raising fears of broader war involving great powers. While World War III has not broken out yet, the crisis has regained global concern about how far escalation can go when a superpower engages militarily without multilateral backing, placing the Middle East, global markets, and world security on an unpredictable path. This is a defining moment. Iran's actions have been defensive, a sovereign response to foreign military aggression. The wider conflict sweeping the Middle East reflects not isolated belligerence, but the consequences of unilateral strikes that bypass international order and thrust millions into insecurity. Whether peace can be restored remains uncertain, but the world is watching as history unfolds. This is Sadia Afzal for Global Lens News.